Let's look at loops in PineScript. So in general, you have to use loops if you want to execute a certain piece of code multiple times. And in PineScript, you have two types of loops, for loop and while loop. So let's start with a for loop. So idea of for loop is quite simple. You have to use it if you know exactly how many times do you want to run your code. So here's the syntax of for loop. So first let's start with the for keyword. After that you define a variable, it's called iterator, and then you define like initial value for your variable, so it's 0 for me. And after that you have two keyword, and then you have like a final value for the iterator, and then you can include optionally by statement and what will be the step for your for loop, and that's basically it. And after that, from the new line, from indent, you can write some code that you want to repeat multiple times. And here for me it's quite simple. I basically just sum up all the volumes for the last 10 bars. So how it works, so basically it will take like your iterator I, and after that it will change its value from 0 to 9, and every time it will run this code and will change. You can see here I have this my iterator here. So basically this code will help me to sum up all the volumes for the last 10 bars. While loop also is pretty simple, but idea just a bit different. So while loop will execute the code in a loop, and while condition you pass to it is true. So here I have like a while statement, and here I have like a condition, and this condition should be true or false, like boolean. And while this condition is true, my code will be executed, and as soon as it will become false, like script will exit the while loop. So as you can see, it's quite simple. So here I have like a simple idea. I basically search for the most recent like bar that is bigger than 2 ATRs. So it's kind of idea of it is quite simple. So next I want to introduce you like two other concepts about loops, and first one is break statement. So with while loop you can do following thing. I do this quite a lot in other programming languages, but now in PineScript you can do this stuff as well. So basically you can create infinitive loops. So you can pass like while true, and basically idea is following that in the loop itself. You can, with the if statement, you can check a condition, and if this condition will be true, basically you can say okay, I want to break from it. And if like PineScript will see while executing the loop, it will see the break statement, it will basically end your loop immediately. So it's quite a nice thing as well. An idea of this loop is the same as this one. Functionality is completely the same, but I just kind of end my loop from within. Another pretty useful feature for PineScript loops is of continuous statement. So idea is very simple for continuous statement. Idea is following that when PineScript executes the loop and it will see continuous statement, it will stop executing code for the current iteration of your loop and will start again immediately. So here is how it works. So here, for example, I have like a for loop, and it's similar to this one when I try to compute a volume of last 10 bars. But here I want to compute volume of the last 10 green bars, basically. So take the last 10 bars and compute volume only for green bars. So how can I do that? So here I have the same loop, but here I have if statement, and if this condition is true, I put here like continuous statement. PineScript will see this continuous statement and will omit this piece of code, will increase my iterator and will start again immediately. And this way it will compute it pretty nicely. So we can edit the chart to see if it all works. So here, for example, I computed volume for the last the green bars from the last 10 bars, and here's the big table. Basically the first table that has size of it is more than 2 ATRs.